All right, I am here today with Rachel Icenogle, who will be performing at the Thrasher Opera House on December 8th. That's a Thursday coming up here. It's your first time at Thrasher Opera House, and we're excited to have you. You are a composer, you are a musician, you have been in multiple bands, you do a lot of things. You're in the process of or just have completed your first full-length studio album. And we sort of added this last minute because we had this opportunity to bring you here. You are normally based in Italy, which is really cool. Yes. So thanks for being with us today, and thanks for adding that show on the 8th.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
It's not my very first time playing on the stage, though, because I did play some concerts with the Green Lake Festival when I was younger.
Well, I should have known that. Well, that's good. This
is my first time, though, doing non-classical music.
And solo.
Yes, exactly.
So that'll be cool. Well, why don't we just jump in and tell folks a little bit about the show on the 8th, actually, and what they can expect to hear.
Yeah, I will be doing 90 minutes of original music. It's electric cello, and I do live looping, and I sing. So, I try to create different textures and different moods with all of the different voices that the cello can create.
Looping is really something special. I love how it just starts so small and builds and builds and builds. If you haven't seen looping before, I would highly suggest coming to check out this show or even just online looking up what looping is, because it's really impressive. Just watching musicians perform in general is impressive to me always, but then when you add that element of looping, you have to be thinking about so many things all at the same time. Timing and what's coming next and what you've already done. And so
it feels like choreography that I have to, have to practice outside.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. So something that I find pretty neat is that you are actually originally from Ripon.
Yes.
And so how did you fall into playing the cello? Because I know Ripon High School does not have an orchestra. So how did this come to be?
Well, I when I was, my very first years of school were actually in Oshkosh. Okay. But Ripon has always felt more of like a home to me than that did. But in Oshkosh, there was an orchestra program. And so I did start playing there. But then once we moved here, it was a hodgepodge of different things, driving to Beaver Dam for lessons or to Oshkosh or all over the place. I did the Oshkosh Youth Symphony, and at least when I was in high school, Sandy Polsine had created a string ensemble.
Oh, cool.
So we had to meet at like 7 a.m, I think, but it was worth it to get to play with other string players.
Nice.
And a chance to do some small chamber repertoire.
Shout out to Sandy for all the things she's done for the youth in this area.
Absolutely.
Making those opportunities, coming in at 7 a.m.
Yeah, she was peppy at that hour.
And she just retired, so...
she did. And yes, she's definitely one of the reasons that I pursued music professionally was because of her, for sure.
Awesome. So, you went on to play with a couple of bands here in the States and have been a musician ever since, Now that you're in Italy, can you tell me what the difference is? How does being a musician in the States compare to being a musician in Italy?
Well, the music scenes are different, of course. I have only lived in Italy since 2020, so I'm just starting
it's been different.
Yeah, I'm just starting to understand a little bit now as we get out of the pandemic and things start to reopen. But a lot of my career lately has been with my husband, who's a puppeteer. So he writes the puppet shows, and then I write music for them. So I've been doing more theatrical work and not as much solo work. Actually, these shows back in the U.S. are some of the first shows that I've done as a soloist since 2019.
Wow. Well, we're really excited to have your solo show at the Thrasher. If you're looking for tickets, you can get them at thrasheroperahouse.com. They're only $15 Thursday night. We're going to make it a really cozy atmosphere. I think this is the perfect show to set up a couple cocktail tables and maybe some candlelight and just really make it a cozy type of experience. And in December, who doesn't want cozy?
Exactly.
So please come out and enjoy the show with us on December 8th.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel, for joining me today.
Thank you so much.